Rise.
Hi everyone, Ben here, and I'm here with my buddy Chris Harvey.
Hey.
Woo! And we are here at the Gamesman. The Gamesman is a classic, well, actually it's not a classic, it's just a video game shop, right? But not just a video game shop, it's like Sydney's oldest running independent video game shop.
Since 1982.
Are you reading that up or something?
I am, there's a sign there.
Oh my god. I mean, I've only been in Sydney for 3.5 years, so I'm not very much a Sydney local with any kind of longevity in the city. So what's your history with the Gamesman?
I mean, I'm pretty relatively new to Sydney as well, 10 years, so my history with the Gamesman is I've been here 3 times, and every time it's been fantastic. Great shop. They've got a great museum, we've got to check it out.
That's what we're here for. Well, we're not here for that actually. We're here to collect some. So the Gamesmen have been sponsoring the Australian Tetris Championships now for the 2nd year. So we're here to pick up some of their goodies that they are giving as prizes as part of their sponsorship. And then we're going to check out their awesome retro museum. Check it out. Oh. 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 That is new.
Whoa, define new.
Well, it's new as in like it's new in this little museum section.
It's very new.
That is pretty awesome though. I would love to have something like that at home.
That's so great.
Look, auto color, RGB. Are you being beaten by a Pokemon game right now? Without the game actually starting? I think we might give up.
Giving up.
Okay.
I choose you.
Alright, shall we start? This is the wonderful thing about the museum. It's done in years and it goes through the history of video games, all the way from the Intellivision, all the way through to modern gaming over there. So no, don't be silly, man. So as you can see, they've got so many games in wonderful condition. I never played the Intellivision. Did you ever play the Intellivision?
No.
I'd like to get one. I keep seeing them pop up every now and again, but I'm like, it's going to be like playing an Atari 2600, I'd imagine. But they do look great.
How much do they go for?
I don't know. I've seen them come up online for like a couple $100 with a few games. Obviously not boxed, but that's the Magnavox. Oh, it's pretty good. What have we got down here? I think more Intervision. I think ColecoVision and Intellivision games. River Raid. You ever played River Raid on the 2600?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
It's a television keyboard.
And it's not a keyboard as in a computer keyboard, it is a synthesizer keyboard. With a melody blaster. For you to make all the music. See, I have one of these. I have one of these gorgeous Atari 2600 Woodies, as they're called, because of the fake wooden strip on the bottom. And then next to it's the Darth Vader one, or it was nicknamed the Darth Vader because it's black. I gave one of these away at a competition once in 1989. But you can see they got, like, all the classics got ported to it as well, like Mario Bros, Donkey Kong, California games. And then the next one up was the Atari 7800. Look at River Raid, look at that box art. It's so good. You have to come around mine and play it one day, man. Yeah. It's wonderful.
You did have this set up at the bar, right?
Yeah, I did. I did have this at the bar once.
Yeah, I think I played Tron on that.
Yeah, I had it set up for, I can't remember what night it was, but there was some reason we had Tron on it. Oh, the Atari Jaguar. Okay, this is a bit of an Atari section here. So I know the Jaguar didn't have a very long life, but is pretty much loved by collectors. Like, some people love collecting for the Atari Jaguar. Yeah. And next to it is the almighty Neo Geo. Bum bum bum. So we've got I've got a 4-slot Neo Geo at the bar, and I'm filling it up with all the metal slugs soon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's the Atari. That's the Atari ST console that they released, which didn't have a very long life. But I used to have a mate who had a Atari ST, and I remember seeing when that console came out. These are the chunky Neo Geo video games. I mean, everything is in such good condition. We've got a 3DO down here, another Intellivision, and then we've got a Nintendo section with Nintendo Game Boy, Quisk, Kiosk. I always say kiosk wrong. I say quisk.
Whisk.
Game and Watch. Wow. And then look at this. I would love to have one of these one day. A Virtua Boy. Yeah. The headache-inducing system that it was. So we've got a lot of handhelds. There's the family computer, the original NES, on top of a disk system. And then we got the beautiful Nintendo Entertainment System. My collection, I've now racked up to about 92 games boxed.
How many are there?
Oh, hundreds. I'd like to have a Rob one day, but they get this in good condition. It's a pretty penny.
I love this Gamesman Christmas cows.
Oh my gosh. What was that for?
I guess they must have done a promotion.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. They got some classic, got some rarities in here, like the Flintstones. What else have we got here? Got some beautiful, oh man. These are in really good nick. Rescue Rangers 2, that's a desirable cart. The Golden Zelda game, actually I do have a copy of that. Oh, there's tons of games here, oh my gosh. I recently acquired a copy of a game called Rodland, which is a bit of a goal I had for a long time. Look at the Power Glove.
What on earth is Rodland?
Rodland is this cute little game. Oh, we're onto the Master System. Is this cute little game with where you kind of like control these two. It's a bit like Bubble Bobble, Rainbow Islands, that kind of thing. It kind of a puzzle platformer. We play these two little fairy girls. Look at the Sonic trains. Golden Axe Warrior, that's a bit of a rarity on the Sega Master System. It's like a version, it's basically Zelda, but in Golden Axe. And we've got some beautiful Mega Drive games here, some rare ones here, like Alien Soldiers, going for a pretty penny nowadays. The Punisher, that one goes for a few $100s now. Box Mega Drive and Mega CD. Ooh, look at that, we've got a handheld Mega Drive game there. I don't actually know what that is. It's called, I think it's called a Nomad. That's amazing. Ooh, that's pretty cool, man.
Lethal Forces, I used to love that game. It's probably one of my favorites.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Game Boy section here. All the different colour Game Boys. I mean, what's here is like really nostalgic for you, Chris.
Definitely.
What games though?
No, all of it.
All of it. Were you a Sega kid or a Nintendo kid?
Nintendo.
Oh, okay. I love the Mega CD. Didn't really ignite the world on, set the world on fire, but Sonic CD is a great game. And the Terminator. Do you remember when we played the Terminator CD?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's such a good game. Best soundtrack.
Night Trap. I always wanted to play Night Trap.
Oh yeah, where's that? There. Yeah. Full motion video at its finest. Oh, Atari Lynx. I mean, they've got so many games here in such great condition. I think we're going into we've got a bit of a handheld section here. Now they've got the Game Gear. Lynx. Double Dragon on Lynx is really good.
I've never played a Lynx.
On the Lynx?
Never played a Lynx.
Oh really? I had a Lynx for a little while. I sold it at the last retro game market. Super Nintendo. Did you have a Super Nintendo when you were a kid?
Oh yeah.
What games did you used to play?
What can you get these still?
Concentration.
Lethal Enforcers.
Lethal Enforcers. It's all about the Lethal Enforcers. So we have here Super Turrican, which is a bit of a rarity nowadays on the SNES.
The problem with Super Nintendo is there's so many crappy games. Like just like going to my childhood in my mind.
These Mega Mans.
It's all just so many shitty games.
Yeah, but also so many great, for me, the Super Nintendo side-scrolling beat-em-ups, man. So good for side-scrolling beat-em-ups and fighting games, but not a good one is Alien vs Predator. It's a bit of a poor man's version of the arcade game. But you know, Final Fight's quite interesting, especially these like Final Fight 2 and 3 were exclusive to the Super Nintendo, so these sequels only came out on the Super Nintendo, and these go for a pretty penny, man. Like they are pretty sought after. Oh, Doom on the Super Nintendo. Now that essentially was not great because the hardware just couldn't take it. Sunset Riders is awesome on the Super Nintendo, as is obviously the Street Fighter games.
I enjoyed Lion King.
Oh, there you go. That's one from Chris's childhood. What we got up here?
And put out the video.
Super Mario. Super Mario Kart box there for the. So I actually have a cart of Super Chase HQ. It's pretty fun. It's like a first-person version. I don't know if you played Super or Chase HQ in the past. Normally the view is behind the car and you chase down criminals, but that Super one is like a first-person view inside the car. Wild Guns. That looks like a nice copy of Wild Guns there.
I made a Cool World video game. Did you ever see Cool World?
Yeah, I did see Cool World. That's so weird. It's got that sex scene in it
Yeah,
between Brad Pitt and a cartoon character. It's bad news. Bad news. Now we're down to the Dreamcast. I'd like to get a copy of. Well, we've got the Shenmue here. I've got Sonic Adventure. I'd like to get a copy of the second one. I got Code Veronica on my Dreamcast. Yet to play it properly. Now I'm a big fan of the Sega Saturn, man. Sega Saturn actually had some decent games on it. Decent arcade ports, especially. Like things like Virtua Fighter 2 is great on there. It's got like the Sega Aces, so like Afterburner, Space Harrier, Outrun. They're really good on this system. As are the Panzer Dragoon games. Oh, it's nice. And then we're on to the Nintendo 64. Oh my god, this museum's so awesome. Everything
here.
Bananas.
Oh, it is too. Donkey
That must have
Kong.
been for Donkey Kong. It must be
Yeah,
like a Donkey
pretty
Kong.
cool.
Yeah, Donkey Kong 64 exclusive controller.
Yeah.
Pokemon. I mean, what was your experience at Pokemon Stadium just then?
I think I'm the champion. I'm a Poke champion.
I think you are as
Yeah.
well. I mean, it was short-lived, but it was good.
Yeah.
That's a little that's like a leather or a material pouch that goes over the N64 controller. That's
Why?
fun.
What's the purpose?
Again, it's another Donkey Kong
I
64.
understand that, but why would you do that?
I guess so your controller doesn't get sweaty.
Yeah, never got sweaty.
A lot of boxed N64s. And then games. Now, I never really got into the N64 as a kid.
No, this is my gen.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, obviously we have them in 89. We have one in 89, so we got Smash Bros. At 89 and Mario Kart and everything. But I like the Star Wars games in it, though.
Oh yeah, they're good. Yeah, even the pod racing.
Yeah,
good.
pod racing.
Yeah.
That's really fun. What's your top N64 game?
Looking here, I'd probably go with. I was about to say Star Fox, but what the hell is that?
Lilac Wars. So it was Star Fox. This was the N64 Star Fox game.
They called
Lilac
it
Wars.
that?
So yeah. So
I don't remember that at all.
I've got that at the bar if you ever want to have a go.
Well, I remember getting that like with the Rumble Pack and everything.
But you don't remember it called
No.
Lilac Wars. Too many drinks, Chris. Shadow of the Empire I really like as well. That's good fun. Wipeout 64. That's the original live-action intro to Resident Evil.
Oh,
That's so great. I remember that on the PlayStation.
I had the expansion pack as well. Now, how much did it actually expand? Does it say? Doesn't say.
Doesn't say? Probably not that much.
No.
Then we're on to the GameCubes. This is fun. Wow, was that exclusive with Zelda on the GameCube? It's like a scroll. I can't. Can you read that? Can you translate that for me? It says, "The Legend of Zelda." See, I didn't have a GameCube either. I was tempted to get one purely for the Resident Evil games because there was a couple of Resident Evil exclusives, like before they came out and everything else, like Resident Evil 0 and the remake. I never got around to it. A bit more N64 here. Then we go. Game Boy Advance. I had a Game Boy Advance. I used to love it. I never got into the DS or the other versions after that, really. Oh, here we go. Now, I remember being 18 years old and loving my PlayStation when it came out. PlayStation for me was such a game changer, and the game that completely changed my view on video games, or got me back into video games, because 18 years old, I was sort of hanging out down the pub a little bit more. Tomb Raider. When Tomb Raider and Resident Evil and Final Fantasy, when those games came out, it was just like, oh my gosh. I was suddenly heavily back into video games. Oh, Random Blade there.
Now, they recently re-released the PlayStation, right? The Mini?
Yeah, the Mini, which unfortunately is not amazing.
Yeah, I heard that. It's missing a lot of the classics.
Missing all the classics, and also just I don't think the games are. Well, yeah, I think that is it. The game selection isn't that wonderful. PlayStation 2 I really got into as well. I loved Resident Evil 4. I thought that was amazing. I actually had that version as well. I had the Steelbook version. Yeah. And then we're into the section where these games are actually for sale. So what do we got? Super Nintendo.
you play Revolution X?
No.
Do you know what that is?
No.
It's an Aerosmith video game.
No way.
It's
How,
like
how does that
shooter.
work? Ah.
So some evil corporation's taking away all the music, and Aerosmith are the only ones to save us.
Oh my god, of course. Well, who else? I never realised that was based on the arcade smash. It must have been an arcade game as well.
Because it's like Terminator 2, like one of the shooters with the off guns.
Some really nice conditioned Super Nintendos here.
F-Zero, love it.
F-Zero is great. God, there's tons of carts down here. Oh, there's some more stuff down here as well. Wow. And then we've got, what have we got here? We've got links. And some Master System stuff in the back here, some Mega Drive stuff. Oh, Silver's PlayStation. Oh, here you go, Chris. I found you a pink PlayStation 2, mate.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, this is why I wanted to get a GameCube, purely for the Resident Evil remake. Oh, I've seen that before. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. And also the Metroid games as well. Because I think the third and fourth Metroid games came out on the GameCube. Yeah. Got a few GameCubes here.
You ever played Mr. Nuts?
No.
No, neither. I've never heard that before. I just assumed you would have.
Oh, thanks. Do like Star Wars Racer. Wow, look at that. It's lime green. Nintendo 64 again. Really good neck. A few more Nintendo stuff. And then over here, tons of PlayStation 2 stuff. I've got to say, it's hugely impressive. This whole section, it's amazing. Highly recommend coming here for a visit. Would you recommend, Chris?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
Excellent. And that's why I will leave this video. Well, there we go. That was the awesome retro museum inside the Gamesman. Now, obviously, Chris and I couldn't go into a video game shop without grabbing some stuff, right? So, Chris, what did you get?
Pong.
You got Pong. So this is pretty sweet, actually. You've got to explain what it is, what it's about, and why you purchased this particular item.
So it's two wireless Pong dongle things.
Pong dongle things. They're paddles, aren't they?
Yeah, okay, so it's two wireless Pong paddles and a HDMI dongle and 20 built-in games.
And what game are you most excited about on that
Pong,
list?
Pong.
The classic Pong.
Love me
The
some
classic
Pong.
Atari 2600 Pong.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good. Now
What'd you get?
well, I got a buddy called Chris who, look, not this Chris, this is other Chris. I got two buddies called Chris. Crazy times.
I'm the good one, he's the evil one.
Well, this is it. We'll find out one day when the two Chris's will face off in battle at some point. Again on Pong. So I bought my buddy Chris a Centipede Replicate, which is a wonderful mini version of the original Centipede arcade. I would love to have one of these myself, but unfortunately I've spent far too much money recently on games, so this is for my buddy Chris, because he had a lot of my spare arcades stored in his garage, so this is a little thank you. But the real reason that we came to the Gamesman today is actually for this. For this, ladies and gentlemen. This is some of the goodies that are going to be available, well, not available, that are going to be there as prizes for our Tetris 2019 Australian Championship. I have no idea how good the camera work was there, but yeah, there you go. That was a little sneaky peek. Tetris Championships are happening in July. Should be a lot of fun, hopefully. But anyway, we're signing out. Gamesman, visit it if you're in Sydney. Okay, bye!